ba-da-dum, ha-da-bum, ba-da-dum. On a bar stool, she took off her ring. Dooby-doo-doo, ba-doo-doo. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Monday night medicine card readings. Give me one moment. My phone holder thingamajigger just died on me, so I have to go grab another one. I'll be right back. Ba-da-ba-bum, ba-da-dum. Ba-da-bum, ba-da-dum, ba-da-bum, ba-da-dum, ba-dum. Ba-da-ba-bum, ba-da-bum, ba-da-ba-bum, ba-da-dum, ba-da-bum, ba-da-bum, ba-dum. All right, let's see. That's interesting. I do not have a phone holder thingamabobber. Okay, we have gonna rig one up. So give me a moment here. My phone holder failed. So let me see if I can do something here. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. I'd rather not. Let's see. Okay. Ba-ba-ba-ba-dum. Let's see. La la la. Okay. Oofda. I need to go in search of my other phone holder, which is apparently in my other drum bag, which seems to have gone walkabout. We're on an adventure. Okay. There it is. Okay, please be in this drum bag. Hello and welcome, everyone. We're having a bit of an adventure. My phone holder broke. And usually I keep it in my drum bag. And it's in neither of my drum bags. How fun! All right, boom. So give me a moment here to kind of jerry-rig something. Oh, there we go. That'll work. You can ignore the clothespins on top of the screen. Let's see here. Okay. All right. Oof. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. I guess that's gonna have to do. Ha. All right, my friends, welcome to another. Welcome to my world. Okay. We're going to try to set up something different here. How does that work? Gosh darn it. Okay. Yeah. All right. That might work. Ta-da! All right. Welcome, my friends. I'm sorry about the delay and the little craziness. Obviously, Coyote is in the house. But welcome to another Monday night mini medicine card reading. I am Patrick, your friendly neighborhood shaman, and we're going to pull some cards. So if you would like, I see Emerald saying yes. If you would like a one-card reading, all you need to do is say yes in the comments. And the first 6 people to do so get a one-card reading. And if you come in after the fact, or you're watching this in repeat, you're welcome, Emerald. If you're watching this on repeat, you can go ahead and choose a number between 1 and 6, and listen to that. And even if the card is technically for someone else, I promise you that Spirit has this wonderful way of dovetailing things, of making your message tied into the message for whoever it was originally for. So, and of course, I do this out of the love of my heart. I love doing this work. I love helping people. My only ask is that you would please share this video. Trying to get my voice out further and further for the mutual benefit of me and my small business, and for those whom I may help. So it's a win-win. And if you wish to reciprocate more than that, I do have my PayPal and Venmo links pinned to the top of the comments, and I gratefully accept anything you wish to donate to support your friendly neighborhood shaman. So, well, this is interesting. You can see the table. That's new. That's different, because usually my phone is up and aimed at me, but I'm glad my table is relatively clean. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull cards. So Emerald, it might just be the Emerald show tonight. No one else has come on yet. That's kind of interesting. So, Anna, yeah, I figured. I thought that was you on there as well, so you might as well. All right. So let's do this. It might be kind of a short night tonight. All right. All right, card number 1 for Emerald. Emerald, you got Bat in reverse. That, of course, is about rebirth. It's about, the death of the old and the rebirth of the new, right? And I know for the last, I don't know how many weeks, your card has been your cards have been just like it's been yes, and validating all the work you're doing and everything that's happening. And so the first thing I want to say is it would be easy somewhat to say, oh crap, I must have gone backwards or something. No. In fact, I was just telling Anna this story this morning. There's this really well-known Taoist story about the farmer, this poor farmer, and all he could afford was one horse, right? And this one day, the horse broke out of its pen and ran away. And meanwhile, this farmer's neighbors were all, oh, I'm so sorry. That is so bad. That's such bad news. And the farmer was, I don't know, we'll see. And the next day, the horse came back. And he came back leading an entire herd of horses. And the farmer's neighbors were like, that's so great. We're so happy for you. And the farmer was like, I don't know, we'll see. The next day, the farmer's son was riding one of the horses, kind of trying to break him in and stuff. And the horse threw him and he broke his leg. And all the farmer's neighbors were like, oh, that's so bad. I'm so sorry. And the farmer was like, we'll see. And the next day, the king's army came through, recruiting all able-bodied men for the army for the war. But they wouldn't take the son because he had a broken leg. So all the neighbors were like, that's so great, you know. The farmer's like, we'll see. And so the point being that there's no, how do I put this? We tend to think in terms of duality, good and bad, when there really is no such thing. Even the things that were perceived as bad were the next step towards something even better, right? And so the fact that this is coming up amidst a whole array of victories and stuff is not a bad thing. It's kind of the natural progress. It's like, it's hills and valleys, right? It's just hills and valleys. The valleys aren't worse than the hills, right? You can see more at the hilltop, but that doesn't mean that the valleys are any less important. You know, without the valleys, there would be no hills, right? Hey, Feather, did you want a card? I'm going to put you down because there's hardly anyone here tonight. So, you're number 3. All right. So I guess I just wanted to head off any feelings of, all right, got you on the list, Feather. I wanted to head off any feelings of, oh, crap, I was doing so well. What happened? What did I do wrong? Not a thing, right? It's the cycle of life. We each have our own personal winters and springs, right? And one leads to the next. There's no bad. There's no evil. In fact, sometimes the better we're doing, the more we need to have kind of a check-in, right? Like, I guess in other circles it might be called a come to Jesus moment. But it's kind of like a coming back to basics, coming back to like the simpleness, the simple things beyond all the complexities that we get into when we're on a path of spiritual growth. Like Bruce Lee, I saw a quote from him one time that before, oh, hey, Tammy, yes, we do. I've got you down. People are just kind of trickling in. So Amaral, crap, what was I saying? Oh, Bruce Lee. Before he started studying Kung Fu, he thought that that Kung Fu was just a bunch of kicks and punches, right? Oh, Kevin wants 1, 2. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we might actually get a full house tonight. So Bruce Lee, before he started studying Kung Fu, thought it was just a bunch of kicks and punches, right? Then when he got into it, he found out it was so much more than just a bunch of kicks and punches. And then, as he mastered it, as he got really good at it, he realized that Kung Fu is just a bunch of kicks and punches. And so it's kind of like coming that full circle. You know, it's that exhale and inhale. Exhale and inhale. Hi, Jefflin. I've got one spot left if you want it. And so we're constantly, especially on a spiritual path, awesome, perfect. You are going through a rebirth and letting go of everything. That's exactly what this is about. Going back to the basics. All right, Jefflin, I got you. Going back to the basics. Looking at things, it's kind of like there's that other saying, Zen mind, beginner's mind, about like viewing the world as if for the first time, like through the eyes of a young child, where every experience is brand new, kind of like that you can't step into the same river twice, right? So you're getting set up for a rebirth. Things might be uncertain and dark as you go back into the womb. Oh, thank you, Jefflin. I appreciate that. And so things are, it's like no matter what we learn, no matter how far we come, it's only by, we still always have that place outside. We always still have a comfort zone, and we have that, you know, and our growth is on the other side of that comfort, the edges of that comfort zone, right? So as you continue to expand, it's like hitting that, you hit that limit of how far you've gone before, and you need to expand beyond that. That is that place of rebirth, that place of darkness. So that it's, yeah, it's not necessarily fear, but it's taking it in stride, not rushing the process, allowing the process to unfold. But exactly, and it's actually more of an adventure. The one thing my guides are nudging me to say, something that just occurred to me recently with bat medicine, especially with bat in reverse, I'm going to say, try to be as aware as you can of your blind spots. You know, and that's where that growth is. It's like our assumptions about reality, our assumptions about ourselves, the things that we don't question become blind spots. And it's like that, those are the areas that you're being asked to look at, to bring into the light, okay? But otherwise, it's like, you know, especially like me with the shamanic path, it is one death and rebirth cycle after another, and it's not just on the shamanic path. That is like, no matter what your spiritual path, if you don't let the old self die, the new self can't be born, right? So enjoy some solitude. Enjoy the darkness. Exactly. Eager to shift and write your own story. That is exactly right. Good job. Good job. See, and like I tell people, like, some people are like, oh crap, the card came up reversed. What did I do wrong? And it's like, there is no such thing as a bad card. There is no such thing as a bad reading. So it's just kind of like in reverse, it's just kind of like take your time and be aware of your blind spots. Just like you always, you don't just look in your mirror to see if there's a car next to you before changing lanes. You always look over your shoulder at the blind spot. Make sure you're looking over your shoulder before shifting lanes. All right, so Anna, card number 2. I woke up with Kenny Rogers in my head, so I've been singing that song all day long. You picked a fine time to leave me, Lucille. 4 hungry children and a crop in the field. Anyway. All right. Anna, you got Jaguar in reverse. Again, no bad cards. I know, because I still do that too. When a card comes up reverse, I'm like, oh crap, right? You're so welcome, Emerald. I'm glad it resonated. So, similar, so I think we found our thread through tonight's readings, but similar to what I was just saying to Emerald about the blind spots, Jaguar is about integrity, right? And so it's about, in reverse, it's kind of like paying attention. It's not that you're out of alignment or you're not acting in your integrity, but there might be some places that, how do I put this? Where you're leaking energy, where there might be, because integrity doesn't just mean doing the right thing even when nobody is watching. Integrity also means wholeness, right? And so it could be like a ship who has a leak in its hull where there's water coming in. It's not that you're drowning or you're going to go down or whatever, but that there might be places where you're taking on water, right? And kind of like what I was talking about Emerald with those blind spots. It's like finding those little places where there might be certain things where you're not speaking up for yourself, or that you're just kind of letting pass by when you need to say something. Or some places where you're like just allowing yourself to be distracted, or what am I trying to say? So they're like places where you can do better, where kind of like relying on things that might be a cop-out. Like instead of saying something, instead of speaking your truth, you just allow something to go past. And I don't know why I keep coming up with it being about speaking up. Or it could be some place where you want to do some kind of practice, spiritual or otherwise, and you know it would be really good for you, but you're not putting in the time or the energy necessary to really do that, whatever it is. So it's like there's some place where the integrity is, I don't feel like you're like totally out of integrity, but it's like I said with Emerald, there might be little blind spots where you need to kind of shore up and make sure that you're acting and speaking from your heart, from your highest, like your highest vibrational timeline, from your highest vibrational self, rather than downplaying yourself or just brushing something off to the side. It's like the goal. And again, you're always in the right place at the right time, okay? And you haven't done anything wrong. It's just that there's certain areas where there might be a need for more discipline, as far as just putting in the time and the energy to create the life that you want, or to become the person that you know you are. Does that make sense? And again, it all comes down to your heart is your authority, right? Jaguar is, what's it called? They're the, oh my God, can't think of the word, but they're a predator at the top of the food chain, right? So they answer to no one. They don't have to justify themselves or make excuses or talk down to them, to others about themselves. They are sovereign. There is nothing. Apex predator. Thank you, Feather. That's the word I was looking for. And you are a sovereign being. You are the queen of your own jungle. You owe nobody an explanation. You don't have to double guess yourself, second guess yourself, or overthink things. When your heart tells you to take up the chase and take down an antelope, you just do it. No questions asked, right? There's no, with Jaguar, the integrity of Jaguar, she is what she does. There's no pretense. She is who she says she is, right? And action and thought are one. It's like there's no time lost between the heart and the mind. The heart says yes, and Jaguar is off. There's no questioning it. There's no second guessing it. And so it's really about learning to follow that, to really put that into practice, that your heart is your authority and that you owe no one an explanation, because by serving your own heart, you are serving all of humanity. Nothing can be for your betterment and be to the detriment of anyone else. Your heart is what connects you to all of humanity, and is what connects you to Creator. So if your heart says yes, that is your authority. And by doing what your heart bids, you actually are serving the rest of everyone on that circle of life, right? Because Jaguar takes down the slowest or the unhealthiest, the oldest in the herd, and therefore increases the health and the speed and the wellness of the herd. The herd benefits from jaguar taking out the ones that slow down the herd, right? And as the predator, you know, just like the way that Yellowstone Park, every aspect of Yellowstone Park improved with the reintroduction of wolves. And it was just the fact that they were the predator. There was no apex predator in the park. And so all the herd animals had the run of the park. They trampled vegetation. They went anywhere there was sickness rampant through the herds. They would stop down the edges of the river. And once the wolves were reintroduced, the herds all had to, they all stuck to certain pathways. They only came down to the river in certain places where it was safe. They only ate the foliage that was safe for them. And the wolves started to take out the weak and the sick and the slow, and actually increasing the health of the herds. You are apex predator in your world. You decide who lives and who dies in your world. Like, I don't mean that literally, but, you know, you get to decide who lives in your world. And if there is someone or something that is not for your highest good, you're the one who gets to throw out that boundary, that line, and say no. So, and I know this is a big thing. It's really a tough thing to come to, especially in our society where we're taught everyone else is more important than us. And this might sound kind of callous, but like taking into consideration everyone else's feelings before acting. But if you are acting from your heart, if you are moving in the direction of your dreams, in the direction of your highest good, then whatever reactions that others have to you is their own lesson. There's all new people in here. I know, Jefflin, isn't that awesome? Thank you for noticing that. I know there's like, I love it that it's like the people that come, it's like there's certain people that are kind of the cornerstone of this video, come week after week, and then there's other ones that kind of come in. So welcome everyone if you're new. Thank you for joining us. And so, Anna, no one else has the right or the authority to question you. So don't do the job for them and question yourself. Right? We spend so much time in our heads playing mind games with ourselves, trying to compensate for what we think others are thinking or how we think others might respond. And Jaguar doesn't play mind games, right? Number one, you meet Jaguar in the jungle, you're pretty sure what's going to happen, right? One of two things. It's either going to go the other way and leave you alone, or your dinner. No questions, no pretense. And the other side of it is that Jaguar doesn't ask, okay, which deer should I take? Which antelope should I take down? She sees them. She knows in her heart which is the right one to take down. And it's always the sick or the elderly or whatever. She always leaves the healthiest, strongest, fastest ones alone. She doesn't start questioning, oh, what's the herd going to think of me if I take out this elderly deer? What is this deer going to think? I hope it doesn't hold it against me that I'm going to eat it, right? It's like the mind games are pointless. You have to, and this is something that I learned a while back, and I still have challenges with it sometimes, but unless someone says something, if someone says, yes, that's okay, you take them at their word. You don't fill in the blanks. You don't try to get in their head and figure out what did they really mean by that. If they are not being authentic and in their integrity, that's not your problem. In fact, by acting on what they tell you, you're actually giving them a lesson in authenticity and giving them more motivation to be true to themselves and to be transparent and honest, right? So your job is not to figure out what someone actually meant. Your job is to act from your heart. Take people at their word, take people at their appearance, and don't fill in the blanks. That's not your job. And if you do something that they don't like, they're the ones that created that because they weren't being true to themselves. Does that make sense? So always be true to yourself. To thine own self be true, right? Because you deserve joy. You deserve happiness. You deserve wholeness. Oh, I'm so glad. You're so welcome. You're so very welcome, Anna. You're amazing. All right. Card number 3 for my friend Feather. All right. My pipe sister. All right, Feather, you got Heron. So, Heron is about stillness. It's about being in alignment, right? Head in the sky, feet in the earth. And allowing things to come to you. It's very much kind of the law of attraction, right? It's like when you're in alignment. Well, I mean, the law of attraction is always in. It doesn't work just when you're trying. Oh, that's right, law of attraction. Okay, let's turn it on. It's like it's always on. It's always there. You're always, finding yourself surrounded by situations and people awesome, Jefflin, thank you. Your outsides reflecting your insides. And so it's like the important thing is before trying to fix anything on the outside or trying to address outward things, the first thing you want to do is alignment. Alignment is first. Just like even in the Bible, Jesus said, seek ye first the kingdom. That's what he meant. Seek alignment first, because then It's like, how many times have I meditated? Like I had the stuff going on, and I like, okay, I need to align. I need to come in. Thanks for inviting someone in, Jefflin. Everybody is welcome. By meditating and aligning myself, either whatever that was that I was worried about or feeling like I had to do something about, no longer was an issue, or I realized, like, it usually resulted in something happening on its own, the problem fixing itself without my interfering with it. It's like, by being at peace, trusting the unfoldment of the universe, whatever it was fixed itself, because I was in alignment. Everything else comes into alignment around me, right? And China is like, there's something else here. I'm trying to pick up on. Again, there's that sense of sovereignty, right? You are the center of the universe. The universe revolves around you. And the universe, or we can bring it down to the global level, the world reflects you. What am I trying to say? I feel like I'm saying the same thing I just did, but there's this subtle difference, because you're the co-creator of the universe. The world just doesn't happen around us, and then we have to deal with what cards were dealt, right? We have a say in what cards are dealt to us. And that's part of the reason you're here, because you come with a question or needing guidance or curiosity, and I pull a card and it reflects whatever is going on in your life. The card reflects what's inside. That's how this works, right? And so this card is showing that you are in alignment, that there's nothing that needs to be fixed, and that you're the axis around what the world revolves. So everything you need comes to you. You don't have to chase it. You don't have to fight for it. The heron casts the shadow on the water, and the fish are drawn to the coolness of that shadow. So everything that heron needs comes to him. And so I think like that, it's basically saying the same thing I did before, but the importance is on the fact that you are the hollow bone, right? You are the bridge between heaven and earth, between spirit and the world. And when you do that, that's when miracles happen. That's when the synchronicities kick in. And kind of like my story earlier about the farmer, no matter what happens, it's always a step forward. One of my favorite affirmations is, only good can come of this. No matter what it is, with that realization that the universe is so much more vast than my puny human brain, that whatever is happening is for my highest good, And the universe, and even if it doesn't seem like it in the moment, the universe knows exactly how to shift things so that whatever it is, something good does come from it, okay? So it's that trusting yourself as that axis, as being a part of the creation of the universe, not just waiting for whatever will happen, right? You're the one who sets the intention. You're the one who stays in alignment and keeps that sense of expectant curiosity alive. And then you get to see what kaleidoscope the universe gifts you with that reflects whatever alignment you're in. Does that make sense? So in other words, it's like, good job, kudos to you, because you really are in alignment. And to continue, like when Heron comes up, I always like to say to be the eye of the storm. Let the storm rage around you. Now I've got, let it go in my head. But let the storm rage around you because you are the calm. And sooner or later, your calm will infiltrate the chaos, and the chaos will calm from your influence. Awesome. Perfect. Perfect. I just got chills. So good job, Heather. All right. Card number 4 for Tammy. You are so welcome, Feather. I'm glad that resonated. I'm glad I finally got that little nuance that I was aiming for. All right. Haha. Tammy, you got Black Panther. Black Panther, of course, is embracing the unknown, right? And I know you, and I know you work with some of the dark goddesses, the dark mothers, like Kali, Sekhmet, the lion goddess, etc. And it's really kind of going back to Amaral's. Kevin, you just heard woohoo coming from downstairs as Tammy woohooed. That's awesome. Personally, I mean, I work a lot with Black Panther. And to me, Black Panther, when Black Panther works with me, there's a definite connection to Kali. And it's that kind of what I was saying to Amaral earlier about the death and rebirth. It's like death and rebirth are the same thing. I like to talk about the hourglass, right? And the sand coming down, that narrowest point of the hourglass, that is the point of death and the point of rebirth. It's like you're on top of the sand, everything is flowing nice and easy, everything is going together. And the closer you get to that narrow part, the more you're shaking up and banging against each other, and there's this pressure, and everything speeds up as you get to that opening, and then poof, the stillness. It's like that is the point of death and rebirth. In fact, I work with Kali quite a bit. And when I first met her, when I first did a journey to meet her, she basically told me that. She said that we always, like humans, we always talk about death and birth as two sides of the same coin. We are constantly talking about one side or the other. We're never actually getting to the point of the saying and seeing it as one coin. Because death and rebirth are the same exact thing. And it's like the destruction that must happen for the rebirth to happen. And so when you can embrace that unknown, embrace the darkness is not evil. It's not out to get you. That darkness is simply dark because it's the great mystery. Your path is unwritten. Your future is unwritten. So it's dark. It's unknown. And you get you get to take the adventure into the unknown. Like a holy quest. You're searching for this lost land. Like I always like to talk about the undiscovered country of my soul. That's what I'm adventuring toward. That's my quest. So I'm going through these dark lands, unknown lands, mapping them out as I go because no one else has been there yet. It's like you're forging ahead. You're blazing your own trails toward the deepest, darkest parts of you. And not dark as in bad or evil, but it's the darkness that gives birth to the light. It's the void, the womb of the cosmic mother, from which all the light comes. In the darkness, everything is one. There is no distinction. It is all pure potential. And it's when we set our intentions and we set out to find it, to seek it out, yes, shadow work, Jefflin, exactly. When we start looking at it, we bring the light with us. We're the light bringers. That's when the distinctions and the specifics happen. And that's when we pull things into the light of day. And so it's like, enjoy the adventure. Know that you are the captain of the ship, right? You still, like I said, you're a co-creator. You still deal with the currents and the winds, etc. But you're also one with all of those forces. So you know that they are backing you up. They have your back. So the winds are going to blow you in the right directions. The currents are going to take you. Even if it seems like the wrong direction, it's because you need to go visit some island and have an adventure there to learn some integral part of information or gain an experience or some kind of wisdom in order to get to your main place, if that makes sense. So the universe will take you on side quests, but that's all part of the main quest toward your own undiscovered countries. And, Black Panther is basically Jaguar, just a black Jaguar. So all those things I said earlier for Anna hold for Black Panther, that the sovereignty, the integrity, right? You are whole unto yourself. I've also seen areas where leopard or jaguar are associated with Artemis, right? The goddess of the hunt, the virgin goddess, right? And in Greek, in the ancient Greek, virgin didn't mean chaste or, withholding from sex, keeping away from sex. Virgin meant someone who was whole unto themselves, that they got to decide their fate. They decided who they would or wouldn't sleep with, what they would or wouldn't do, right? They are the hunter, the apex predator of their lives. They're the ones, just like Artemis, it said that her silver arrows are the ones that decide who lives and who dies in the world. And so you get to decide who lives and who dies in your world. As that sovereign virgin huntress, the goddess of the wild. It's like, this is about, like there's this, one of my favorite quotes from Walt Whitman. I love Walt Whitman, but he has that one quote about, I am not a bit tamed. I will yell my barbaric yelp over the rooftops of the world. And it's like, that's what this is calling for, is that untamed primal wild part of you. Not what that's going to create chaos. I'm not talking about chaos. I'm not talking about, ripping apart everything. Wild in the sense of untamed, in the sense of innocent, pure, virginal, right? It's all the same thing, right? It's like that wild, primal innocence and purity that you are at your core. Okay? Wow. So I hope that made sense. All right. Card number 5 for Kevin. I love Black Panther. I actually did a comic about my interactions with her, which you can actually see on I have a blog where I upload my comics. I'm a cartoonist as well, if some of you didn't know that. I am the Shaman Cartoonist. And my comic blog is at drawingbreath-comic.blogspot.com. If you want to check it out. If you put in, there's like a little search thing on the top, and if you put in Black Panther, it'll pull up that whole comic where I talk about my interactions with Black Panther, and actually how it ties in with me to Kali. So maybe I'll post a link when I'm done here, and I share this to my Facebook page. Maybe I'll put a link in the comments for that comic. All right, Kevin. You are so welcome, Tammy. Kevin, you got Hummingbird. Hummingbird is joy. Hummingbird let's see, how do I... It's like dropping all of your baggage. Like Hummingbird has nothing to weigh him down, right? He has no baggage. He lives on the nectar of flowers. There is nothing to weigh him down. And so it's like by dropping all of the baggage, all of the old stories of who you were supposed to be, what you were supposed to achieve, whether it was your own expectations or those of others, by dropping all of those and allowing your true shimmering colors to shine through all of that. And so lightening up is what allows Hummingbird to zip back and forth at amazing speeds, to be able to actually fly backwards, hover in place. It's like at any point, Hummingbird has an infinite number of directions it can move in. And so it's like finding that place of centeredness. You know, it's like hummingbird is basically a little gyroscope. And so it can move in any direction it wants to. And it can zip like crazy, right? And they're also, I mean, hummingbirds are like little warriors. They're very fierce. They're very protective. They're very territorial. And so, it's like I don't want to say they've earned the shimmeringness, the, you know, the shimmering diamonds and rubies that they have on their throats and their heads, and that iridescence, you know. But they defend, how do I put this? They don't let anyone take that from them. They're very fierce. They're very territorial. And they're part of their joy is that self-appreciation, right? They know who they are. They know that they're beautiful. They show off their colors. They flash their colors. And they know who they are. And that's how they can have such strong boundaries and territories. And so it's like, I know I quote this almost every time I do this video, but like Joseph Campbell used to say, follow your bliss. It's like this is your compass. If it's not fun, don't do it. If it doesn't bring joy, don't do it. Your joy is your compass. And you will find, like I've talked before about the shackles on, shackles off feeling that Martha Beck talks about. If anything feels like shackles going on, that's a no, that's like, okay, going the wrong way, or that idea is false. And if it feels like the shackles coming off, that little bit of freedom, that is a yes. That's a hell yes. And that is the direction. Whatever makes you feel lighter is the correct path. So trust your heart. Again, like some of the other readings, it's like trust your heart. Your heart is your authority. And whatever feels lighter to you, whatever feels better to you, is the right path. And it's not just the right path for you, but the right path for everybody. Okay? I'm just tuning in to see, like, that was pretty quick, but just like hummingbird. I don't need to say anything else. That was enough. Pretty simple. All right, Jeff Lynn. Card number 6. For those who are watching by number. Hi, Kit Kat. What you doing, Missy? You want to come lay down? She's probably hungry again, even though I fed her like like 4 times since I got home at around 5. Can you help me pull cards, Pissy? All right. Awesome. Jeff Lynne, card number 6, we got Grandmother Spider. Exactly, Kevin. I couldn't have said it better. Shine bright, stay light, take what I need, and stay in joy. It does sound simple, doesn't it? It's just a bunch of kicks and punches. So, Jeff Lynne, you got Grandmother Spider. And kind of similar to some of the other cards tonight, is to remind you that you are the center of your world, that you create your world, right? You may have noticed recently your intuition kicking up a couple of notches. You know, this is literally the World Wide Web, right? The web of life. And you are connected to everything in the universe, right? Oh, I wish I could remember. There's a Kafka quote that I love, something about being able to know the world without leaving your home. And when you do so, the world will come and roll at your feet, purring or something like that. It's like you don't need to seek outside yourself. Everything you need comes through your heart, your intuition. And it's like you can feel the different threads vibing. You can feel the vibrations. So you know, like, okay, that is not a good vibe. So I'm going to cut that thread. Oh, but this vibe over here is good. I'm going to go toward that frequency. So it's like really, really paying attention to what in your world resonates with you and going toward those resonances and even cutting the cords of those things that don't serve you, that don't support your life, you know. And that's another part. When Spider builds her web, she doesn't do so on like things that are going to blow over in the wind or be really shaky. She builds her web. She strings her web between things that are solid. And I mean, they might still be movable and flexible, but things that can hold and support the weight of her world. And so it's like paying attention to who you allow into your world. Who do you attach those important strings to? And what are your beliefs? What like paying attention to how solid are your beliefs? If that makes sense. Like, realizing that, you know, again, love is the only power in the universe. So it's like, is your world, is your belief systems, are they supported by love or fear, right? And so it's really about paying attention to those vibes, paying attention to those frequencies. You don't have to get the opinion of others. You don't have to ask a higher authority. You don't have to go outside to investigate. Your heart knows, and you can trust your heart. And you are the weaver of your world, right? You weave the things together. You are the bridge. Your world is unique and different from anybody else's, anyone who has ever lived, or anyone who has ever will live. You have this unique You could think of this as a stringed instrument, like Valerie just got an auto harp this weekend. Think of this as like a harp, right? And you get to, okay, where was I going with that? I'm sorry. You get to play that instrument. You have a unique spectrum of frequencies that are your own. And they are integral to the existence of the rest of the universe and all the vibes, all the frequencies, all the songs in the universe. So in a way, this is your instrument. This is finding those frequencies that most reflect who you are on the deepest level. Not trying to play someone else's part and not trying to keep up with the Joneses, looking at the other spiders to see what they're doing with their webs. This is about really finding that one true, unique frequency that is yours. Because without you, without that unique frequency, the universe would collapse. Because we're all connected. We're all in this together, right? And if just one person, one frequency is missing, the whole thing collapses. That's how important you are. But it's about being that, and like, I never brought this in with spider before, but, it's like spider web is kind of a spiral, just like everything else, right? Everything is in the form of a spiral. It kind of spirals in. And the spiral is one of, if not the oldest sacred symbol we have. And there's a reason for that, because like I said, everything exists in a spiral. And so it's fractals, as above, so below. If you look at photos of the universe, of space, right? Like with the new telescopes that can pick up more light, more images, space looks exactly the same as like a CAT scan or, an image of the neural pathways. It's all connected. And so your world, your spiral is connected to the spiral of the universe. But your spiral is unique and different from anybody else's. And that is because that is the gift, that is the song that you have decided to give to the world. We each bring a unique song, a unique gift. And it doesn't matter what you do, it's who you are that is the important part. Who you are is so much more important than anything you do. Because like I was talking with Feather about Heron, when you're in alignment, when you're truly who you are, then everything you do is a reflection of that inner harmony. Everything you do then is inspired action. And that is how we heal the world. That is how we change the world. Only can we change the world or heal the world through authenticity, through our own unique gifts. Because that allows everyone else to awaken to their own unique gifts. And what we need in this world is more awake, passionate, sovereign people who live from their hearts. So trust your heart. And if you don't like something in your world, if you don't like what you've created in your world, start over. Every moment is a new creation. Some spiders tear down their web every night and rebuild a brand new one every morning. It's never too late. And if there's threads that aren't working, cut those cords. If there's something that is compromising the integrity of your web, of your world, it's got to go. And you're the one who gets to decide that. Again, the sovereign being, grandmother. And the one last thing before I stop. When spider comes up, I always suggest journaling. I don't know if you journal, but if you don't, I would highly awesome. I'm glad it made sense to you. It said that we learned letters, we learned writing and how to read from the patterns in Spider's Web, that she taught us language. Like especially like if you think of the runes, like the Norse runes, they came from patterns in Spider's Web. So she taught us how to speak. She taught us how to read. She taught us how to express ourselves. And so I highly recommend, if you don't journal, to begin journaling, or if you do journal, to continue. And if journaling doesn't appeal, then find some other expressive art or creativity to express yourself. Because when you do that, not only do you heal yourself, you also heal others. So I hope that makes sense. And that was card number 6. So I'm going to pull one more card. One card for the community, for one more, for who is going to kind of help us through this coming week. And as I said earlier, this video is free. But if you wish to reciprocate, if you feel like you got something good from it and you want to give something back and support your friendly neighborhood shaman, I have my PayPal and my Venmo pinned to the top of the comments. And thank you ahead of time for anything you wish to give. And otherwise, if you would please share this video, I would be most appreciative. Share the love. And what else? So like I said, I will, when we're done here, I will share this video to my Facebook page, and I will also upload it. I know I'm a couple of weeks behind, but I will upload this video and a couple of weeks worth up onto my Perching Wolf Studios YouTube channel, where you can watch it as many times as you want. You can re-watch it to see what your card said if you forget, or you can choose another number and see what the... Yes, pipe ceremony. Thank you, Feather. Every week I do a video on Wednesday nights on right here on my Facebook page. I do a sacred pipe ceremony that you can join and watch for free. And also this coming Saturday, the 4th Saturday of the month, is our monthly sacred pipe ceremony in person. So if you would like to join me in person, to feel in person the power of the pipe, oh, thank you, Jeff Lynn. Thank you so much, Jeff Lynn. I appreciate you. and get to actually hold and or smoke the pipe if you wish to. So watch my Facebook page. Weather is getting nicer out. I'm still hesitant because I do live in Washington. I knew what you meant, Jeff Lynn, not Spider-Man. Grandmother's Spider-Man. So watch my Facebook page. I don't know if it's going to be outside at a park or in my office. I was actually looking. There's a park that's only 2 blocks away from my office, so that if you end up going to the wrong place, you're within 2 blocks walking distance. You know, if it's in the park, I will put a sign on the door directing you there. But 11 o'clock to noon on Saturday, either at my office in downtown Renton or at the park nearby. And again, it's free. Donations are welcome, but it is free. And it is one of the most powerful, beautiful ceremonies that I know of. So. And, of course, I am your friendly neighborhood shaman. So my job is to help you, support you on finding your own path. And you can visit my website, perchingwolfstudios.net. You can learn more about me there. You can see what services I offer. And yes, bring a drum or a rattle Saturday. You get to drum together, sing together. It's so much fun. And you can set up a session with me right from my website. And like whether it's a healing or readings or teaching. I've got some classes coming up actually on a week from this coming Thursday on the 30th. I'm going to be teaching my Introduction to Shamanic Journey class again for anyone who is local. And you can find the details on my Facebook page. Haven't quite got around to putting it on my website yet, but that's on my task list for tonight. Anything else? And I also mentor people one-on-one if you're interested in the shamanic path or just finding out what your path is. I do one-on-one mentoring. Usually on a monthly basis, like once a month for at least 6 sessions, more if you want. But I so enjoy the one-on-one, getting to customize the teachings and the lessons to the individual person and what they need. So anyway, so okay, our last card of the night, and then I'll go feed Miss Kit Kat Maria. All right. So the community card is Squirrel. Be squirrely. Know that the universe is providing abundance. That moment by moment, you are always taken care of. You don't have to worry about scarcity. You don't have to worry about what's going to happen 10 years from now or even what's going to happen next week. You are always whole and complete in every moment. And the universe is always giving you exactly what you need. So play. Play and have fun. Be squirrely. So that is your assignment for the week, your mission if you choose to accept it. And otherwise, I thank you so much for joining me tonight. We're kind of a long one. We went almost an hour and a half again. But I thank you so much for spending your time and your energy with me. You don't know how important that is. And not just for me, but that you prioritize guidance for yourself. You prioritize that learning for yourself. Makes all the difference in the world. So, you're welcome, Feather. So thank you again for joining me. I hope you come back next week and invite your friends, share this video. And until I see you again, know that I love you, that I see you, and that I honor you. Have a wonderful, wonderful week, everyone, and go shining. All right. Bye.